So it typically means the science of the soul. So when I say knowledge, knowledge is nothing but something that is scientific, something that includes a component of science in it. So it is the science of the soul. So psychology is actually derived from two words, psyche and logos, that is soul and knowledge. Both these words are Greek words. They are derived from Greek words. Now, when you look at what Aristotle said, Aristotle was an old Greek philosopher who said that psychology, that is, soul has no meaning or life has no meaning without the soul. So soul needs to exist in an individual if life needs to exist. So life has no meaning without the soul according to the Greek philosopher Aristotle. And then we have many other Greek philosophers who called psychology the science of mind. So they believed that psychology was a science of the mind. It is scientifically understanding the mind. It is understanding the mind with certain standardized procedures. That is what they believed. Therefore, it was called the science of mind, because science is scientific, it is systematic, therefore it was called the science of mind. Then came the modern perspectives to psychology, wherein the modern perspectives said that mind is something that is intangible. We cannot touch the mind, we cannot feel the mind, we don't know where the mind exists. It is intangible. We cannot see it, we cannot feel it. Therefore, they believed that mind is some word that you cannot use when you are explaining about science, because science looks into scientific matter. So the mind cannot be measured scientifically. Therefore, they came up with a new terminology called as mental processes. So they believed that modern psychologists is what I mean, believe that mental processes can be replaced with the word mind. So they called it the science of mental processes. So they believed that it was a science of mental processes. But again, there was a problem or a criticism to this definition as well. So the science of mental processes also could not be considered, because it was believed that the overt behaviors and the covert behaviors of an individual was not included when you say mental processes. So when I say overt and covert behaviors, what do I mean? That is external behaviors which are visible for other individuals, and internal behaviors that are not visible for other individuals, like feelings, etc., which is visible only for the person. So therefore, they said that other behaviors like overt and covert behaviors were not included. Therefore, the mental processes was replaced with behaviors. So therefore, new modern psychologists like William James started giving definitions for psychology. So what they believed was that, or rather William James believed was that, psychology is defined as a description and an explanation of states of consciousness. So psychology is defined as the description and the explanation of states of consciousness. So that just means that the different states of consciousness that exist in an individual, that is conscious, preconscious, subconscious, the different states of consciousness that exist in the individuals can be defined and described and explained. That is what psychology means according to William Wundt. So he said that the different states of consciousness, when we are able to describe it and when we are able to explain it, then we call it psychology, or we call it the science of psychology. After that came William Wundt. Again, from William James we move to William Wundt. So William Wundt believed that psychology is an investigation of feelings, thoughts and willpower of an individual. So he was of the opinion that when it includes feelings, thoughts and willpower, it is psychology. So psychology is a combination of the various feelings an individual undergoes, the various thoughts that he undergoes on a daily basis, any form of thoughts, and the willpower that he sustains within himself is nothing but psychology according to William Wundt. So William Wundt gave this opinion that Psychology was an investigation of understanding the feelings, the thoughts and the willpower of an individual. So again, these two definitions of the modern psychologists were again not included. So these two definitions of modern psychologists was again rejected because behavior was not given importance here. So an individual was not given importance to behavior. So they did not specify any form of behavior. The only thing they both specified was states of consciousness and feelings, thoughts and willpower. Since behavior was not given importance, again William Wundt and William James' definition both were rejected. Then came in modern psychology. So modern psychology, we should give credit to Watson and Edwin G. Boring for modern psychology. So Watson and Edwin G. Boring are two people who brought in the right definitions for psychology which is accepted worldwide today. So according to Watson, psychology is a science of behavior, that is understanding any forms of behavior, overt or covert. And according to Edwin G. Boring, psychology is the study of human nature. Then again these were rejected because here it was only included as human nature and animal behavior wasn't given importance to. When we look at the earlier definition, animal behavior was not given importance. So therefore they did not believe that the definition was apt enough. Then came Robert S. Woodworth and L. N. Munn, wherein they called psychology as the scientific investigation of behavior. Then psychology was called as the science of mental activities. So when I say mental activities, it included activities like thinking, creativity, decision making, problem solving, etc. Then psychology now is considered as a science because it looks into looking at details scientifically as well as systematically. So we call psychology as a science now. So psychology is a science of mental activities of an organism. This is the apt definition for psychology because here we include mental activities and we include the organism, but we aren't specifying what kind of organism it is. It could be an animal, it could be a human being, it could also be plants. So therefore psychology is the science of mental activities of an organism was considered as an ideal definition for the modern psychologists. Then when we look at psychology, it could also be defined as the study of behavior and mental processes. So when I say behavior, it includes both the types of behavior, that is overt as well as covert behavior, behavior which can be visible for people outside and behavior which is within yourself which only you can view. So it is both overt and covert behavior. So modern psychology also accepts the definition that psychology is the study of behavior as well as mental processes. And then the field of psychology tries to look at scientific information. It tries to look at information as scientifically as possible and as systematically as possible. All the researches of psychology, if we go back to from the times when researches was done on rats, on pigeons, on monkeys, apes, etc., to now where psychology researches are done on human beings, all the researches keep a scientific base to it. So it is done systematically, it is done scientifically, therefore it can be called as a science. So now the field seeks to obtain information by trying to understand that psychology is a seeking information scientifically on everything we feel and do. So when we feel something and when we do something, all that information which can be compiled together but needs to be looked at from a scientific perspective. So when it is looked at from a scientific perspective on all that we feel and do, then we can call it the field of psychology. So we have to understand that when I say feel, think and do, it includes a variety of things. So it could be any form of behaviors, it could be any thoughts that is coming to a person's mind, or it could be any actions that a person displays. So when I say think, it could be any form of thoughts, it could be suicidal thoughts, thoughts of happiness, thoughts of life satisfaction, etc. A variety of thoughts, thoughts of general 6 basic emotions also is possible. So when I say feel, what am I feeling? Am I getting a feeling of being happy? Am I sad, etc.? And when I say do, what is my kind of actions that I am involving in? So the actions I am involving in could be an aggressive one, could be an humble action, could be an empathetic action, it could be any form of action. So any of these things related to thinking, feeling and doing, when it is looked at and when it is analyzed from a scientific point of view, then we can call it the field of psychology, or then it can be included as the field, as a research component in the field of psychology. So unless and until we look at this information of thinking, feeling and doing from a scientific perspective or from a systematic perspective, it is not called as psychology. So it is essential for us to look at it from a scientific, systematic, organized manner, then only we call it the field of psychology. So modern psychology basically is trying to understand any form of behavior that an individual displays. This can be an overt behavior, this can be a covert behavior, it can be any form of behavior that we see in our day-to-day life, any form of behavior that we might see inside a laboratory setting, any form of behavior that we might see outside in a natural setting. So it looks into all forms of behaviors. And it also considers looking into a variety of cognitive processes. So what do I mean by cognitive processes? So when I say cognitive processes, it includes processes like problem solving, thinking, creativity, decision making, learning, motivation, all these are cognitive processes. So psychology also tries to understand a variety of cognitive processes of an individual. It looks into a variety of psychological events that we undergo on our day-to-day lives, a traumatic event, a happy event, all these can be considered as a psychological event, and social behaviors, that is, what is the interpersonal relationships that we have with people, or what is the social relationship that we maintain with people, do we have a cordial relationship, are we aggressive, etc. All this is studied by psychology. So when I am looking at the definition of modern psychology, it needs to include the behaviors that an individual displays, any form of behaviors. It needs to include the variety of cognitive processes that an individual is showing, depicting, interpreting, etc. Or it also includes the various psychological events of an individual, or it can also include the social behavior, the relationships that we maintain with society, with our community, with our family, etc. To conclude, we can look at psychology has passed through various phases of understanding of thinking, behaving, from science of just mental processes, from science of consciousness, from not being a science to being a science. It was also a confusion that psychology was either an art subject or either a science subject, but now we have all come to an understanding that when we are looking at things scientifically, when it is research based, when it is systematically based, then we can call it psychology. So concluding, we can say that psychology is a subject which is systematic in nature and which is scientific in nature, which looks at a variety of behaviors, which looks at a variety of feelings, our social interactions with people, the way we think, the way we do our activities, our mental processes on a day-to-day basis. Thank you.